Hello guys, and welcome to the new year. I hope you have goals set for 2022, and I hope you have a plan to put it all into action. As for me, I wanted to make a video market report for Las Vegas. I've been writing market reports in my email newsletter, but it's time to do it in video format. One thing I want to note before we begin. There are other agents doing market reports for Las Vegas. You might see different stats in the categories discussed in the video. Agents across Las Vegas have different sources, and those sources might have different data. For transparency's sake, I will link all the sources I have used personally to create this video market report in the description below. Let's begin. First, we have the median sales price. December sits at $360,000, which is a $5,000 increase over November of the same year. Year over year, the median sales price has increased by $55,000, and that's a significant increase of 18%. This shows that home values are still steadily growing in today's market. Now we will cover the amount of inventory in the valley. December clocked in at 6,054 units, which is a noticeable decrease from November's 6,395 units. It shows a drop of 341 properties in comparison. The difference when looking year over year is remarkable, however. December of 2020 sat at 10,121 units, which is a considerable 40.2% decrease in inventory. This is one of the primary drivers of why home values are going up, since there is a severe shortage of homes for sale. Even in new home constructions, buyers will encounter challenges such as builders facing supply chain issues, labor shortages, and increasing material costs. Not to mention, 81% of Nevada is owned by the federal government. We go from inventory to pending transactions. Or put in other words, the amount of contracts that were submitted by a buyer and got accepted by a seller. December of 2021 reported 52,585 transactions going under contract. When comparing December to November, there are only 371 more contracts being accepted. A dramatic increase of contracts being accepted is seen when looking at year-over-year comparisons, where there was a 9,450 more contracts being accepted, and that's showing a stark 21.9% increase. The year-over-year comparisons for pending transactions show that despite the remarkable growth in home prices, buyers are showing that they are still serious about buying. However, contract acceptance activity is leveling out, since only a slight increase was seen when comparing December to November. When looking at closed transactions, which are contracts that are fulfilled and finished, December reported 52,397 transactions closing. Comparing it to November, we see a slight decrease of 46 transactions. The difference year over year, however, amounts to an increase of 10,121 transactions closing, which showcases a truly considerable 24.3% increase. The year over year comparison once again reflects the buyer's willingness to become homeowners, where they fulfill the contract terms that mostly favor the seller in the long run. However, when looking at December and November, contract activity has shown an ever so slight drop in closings. This is the first time since April of 2020 where closing figures have dropped when comparing it to the month previous. Personally, I think it's way too soon to say if this starts a new downward trend in closing activity, or if it continues the trend of a seller's market that is simply leveling out. Covering our final stat, we go to median days on market. This stat covers the amount of days between a property being for sale until it goes under contract. There was no change when comparing December and November, where the median clocked in at 9 days for both months. That is not the case, however, with year-over-year figures where the median was 20 days last year, displaying a yearly decrease of 11 days on market. This shows that when properties are priced within range of fair market value, buyers are very willing to put in offers and will often compete with other buyers to win a multiple offer situation. The shortage of inventory contributes greatly to the days on market being as low as it is. In summary, the stats are reflective of a strong seller's market. This conclusion is supported by the continuing problem of low inventory, home equity values steadily increasing, and the short amount of time a property stays on the market. However, the days of a home going under contract hours after listing and buyers going way over list price are long gone. Instead, what we are seeing in a big picture concept sort of way is a cooling down of the seller's market. Buyers are choosing to wait instead of submitting an offer, deciding that the asking price for a majority of properties across the valley are just too high. This is shown in the amount of pending transactions slowing down. This sentiment is also supported by the amount of closed transactions decreasing ever so slightly. However, if sellers decide to list within fair market value or even a little below fair market value, it would not be unreasonable at all for the seller to anticipate an all-out bidding war. Before I finish up the video, I want to note a couple things. A market report is a valuable source of info that could give you a big picture concept of how the Las Vegas Valley is doing. But when clients have specific needs, the market report falls short. For prospective home buyers, a consultation is often needed where we discuss various matters that are important to the client. How much space does the client want? What is the job of the home itself? What area of town is desired? What neighborhood do they want? I could go on and on. All transactions are highly unique due to the prospective home buyers having different circumstances, needs, and wants. When you book a consultation, we discuss all those matters and more so we can decide the very best course of action to fulfill your goals, whatever they may be. Prospective home buyers aren't the only ones that would benefit from a consultation. If sellers are thinking of selling, it would be advantageous for them to see neighborhood data and activity. Determining a property value is a process all on its own where various data points must be taken into consideration. Even the almighty Zestimate, Zillow's own evaluation tool, may fall short because they are only limited by the amount of data they have on the property. The data needed to give a fair estimate can be as highly unique as a prospective home buyer's needs and wants. How many homes surround the property lot? Is the property a corner lot? What renovations have been done? What features of the property have been renovated? What is the curb appeal? Are there features of the property that would need repairs? When prospective sellers book a home evaluation, we will look at the data to see what would be a fair market value. In addition, we discuss the goals and the situation of the seller so we can recommend the best course of action in relationship with their goals. Curious homeowners may find out that selling isn't the best course of action. Perhaps renting out the property would be better. Perhaps not selling at all would be better. Perhaps leveraging the home's equity for a HELOC would be better. I will act in alignment with my clients' goals so they get to where they want to be. Last but not least, I upload various educational content on all my platforms, not just YouTube. The link for my social media sites will be in the description where I give long-form education on YouTube and do short-form content on my other platforms. Well, that wraps up December's market report. Keep in mind, this is my first video on the subject, so any feedback would be greatly appreciated. If there are certain stats you want to know about or want a specific topic covered, please do let me know. This is Oscar SanJuan with eXp Realty, signing off.